All right, thanks, guys. Back here at SEC Media Days with a man that SEC fans will recognize, former Alabama and national championship winning quarterback Greg McElroy. And you're one of us now. You're joining the media, joining the SEC Network, also doing a radio show. Just talk about those moves and, what made you go into that?
Well, it's something I've thought about for some time. I mean, it's something I'm excited about. It's strange being on this side of the desk, truthfully. But at the same time, when I first got over wearing my credential, then I realized that this was the place I wanted to be. I'm glad to be working something I'm really passionate about, and college football has always had my heart, so it's good to be back.
All right, Greg, now talking about your former school, Alabama, a couple of big new faces coming in. One of those, a guy much maligned, their offensive coordinator, Lane Kiffin. What do you think he brings to the table for Nick Saban's offense?
Well, I think he's a smart coach, obviously. I think he's obviously had success from an offensive standpoint. I think he's done some things in the past that would make people question the hire. But I also think that it's a low-risk, big-reward hire, truthfully, because you think he's a guy that's trying to rebuild his reputation. He's a tremendous offensive mind. I think he's going to do a nice job featuring players, which is what Alabama has not done as well in the last couple of years. So I think he's going to do a nice job. I think it was a good hire by Nick Saban.
Not just a new offensive coordinator, a new quarterback as well. What should realistic expectations be for Jacob Coker this fall?
Well, I think just execute the offense. Get in. At this point, I don't think you should have any expectations. Obviously, goal number one is to win the quarterback competition with Blake Sims and Cooper Bateman. So once he's able to do that, he can kind of look a little further down the road.
All right, and now that you're in the media as well, I can't just talk Alabama with you. I got to get into Auburn as well. What do you think about Gus Malzahn, Nick Marshall, and what they're going to do this year?
Well, I think they're explosive. You see the amount of improvements that Nick Marshall has made over the last several months. After watching the spring game, he looked like a 10 times better passer just over the course of 4 months. So you got to think that they're going to be extremely explosive. The running game's always going to be good. And you look at some of the guys that they have coming back, especially Reese Dismuke up front, and he'll anchor that line. And having a smart, older veteran center that's played a lot of games is huge when you're going at that pace and that speed that they'd like to play with.
All right, thanks, Greg. A guy who knows a lot about winning games and championships in the Southeastern Conference. For Greg, I'm Brian Penner. Guys, let's throw it back on over to you.